Greetings, salutations, everyone. Jared here with Water the Nation's Rage. Doing a vlog today to catch up and say, yay, today is my birthday. Today is my birthday, March 20th. So, in 1985, on this day, I was born. That makes me the nice ripe age of 33. But that's not the only reason why I'm doing this vlog. This other reason why I am doing this vlog is not a very good reason, but I feel that I might as well make it known to everyone what has happened in the past couple of weeks. I said that I would keep you guys updated about my knee. I haven't talked about my knee in probably 2 years. I haven't said anything about my knee at all. So if you are a viewer that knows about my knee already, then I apologize for the next few minutes. I'm trying to explain all of this because I know you've heard it before and you don't want to hear it again. But basically, back in 2014, almost 4 years ago, I had injured my knee on a job or at work, and it took a span of almost 2 years and a total of 3 surgeries, months and months and months of physical therapy and everything to get my knee back right. I had a bucket handle tear in my medial meniscus, and I also tore my ACL. Pretty sure all that happened on the job. It all happened at the same time. I was on workers' comp for almost 2 years because of my knee, and like I said, I had all those operations and all that time in physical therapy. It was something that should have been taken care of and could have been taken care of in the span of maybe 6 months to a year if I had received proper treatment from the get-go. It shouldn't have taken that long for my knee to get better and everything, but I was on workers' comp and I was dealing with an insurance company that my former employer was connected to or went through to handle the workers' comp. So that's why it took so long for my knee to get better. And I haven't said anything about it since, I'd say, maybe March or April in 2016. I haven't said anything else about my knee. If you go back, you can see those videos, and you'll see that I haven't mentioned anything about my knee since then. And I've been trying to keep it in the, like the last thing that I even want to have on my mind. Now, I still had pain and stuff, and I would think about it, not willingly, but it would just, it would come up where my knee would start hurting and everything. Because I was also diagnosed with arthritis due to the fact that they did a full meniscectomy on my knee, and so I have no meniscus on the inside part. I won't even bother showing you where they took it out or anything. If you want to see that, go check out some of my vlogs from way back in the day when I made them and showed my scar. I'm not going to bother doing that here. But okay, so a couple weeks ago I was fine. My knee, like I said, it'll hurt every now and then, but it's not that big of a deal. But a couple of weeks ago, the video that I made, this is the first time I noticed pain, like significant pain. When I edited the video that I just uploaded a couple of weeks ago, when my family and I went to the Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, I was sitting at my computer for maybe 2 to 2.5 hours to edit that and put all that together, and I went to get up, and my knee I mean, when you're sitting down at a chair, you're obviously going to have your legs bent and everything. Well, when I went to get up and straighten my legs out to stand up, my knee kind of locked up on me. And it was extremely painful. It was excruciating. And so I had to sit back down, and it was like the kind of pain that'll knock you on your butt kind of feeling, like bad pain. Well, it was a little sore after that. That really intense pain, it went away, and it was a little sore after that. But, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I spent the next day laying on the couch, not really doing much, trying to rest it, because it was a little sore. But the day after that, it got a little bit better, and then the day after that, I had to go back to work. And I'm a truck driver, so I went back to work, didn't think anything else about my knee at all. And then after 2 days of doing my job, I came to a rest area in South Carolina and got out, went to get out of the truck and climb out of it, and then boom, the same intense, really bad pain hit me again, and I could hardly walk. I was going to pee, I stopped at a rest area. I was going to go out and walk to the restroom, do my thing, come back. Well, the pain was so bad that I couldn't walk. I had to sit down. I almost fell on the ground. That's how intense the pain was. And so, I eventually made my way back to the truck, and I went back to work. Well, the really intense pain went away, but it was just really sore after that. And it got so sore and it got so inflamed that I ended up having to call my company and tell them what was going on. And they immediately took me off the road, because there's a law in the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Administration. I hope I said that right. The FMCSA. There's a certain law that says if you're injured, you cannot legally drive an 18-wheeler or a CMV. So they took me off the road immediately, and they told me that, well, you got to call this number, you got to tell them what's going on. They have to come to a decision to see whether or not you're okay to drive. If they say you're okay to drive, if you feel better, if you want to get back to work, you can. That's no problem. If they tell you you can't go back to work, then you can't go back to work. You gotta get it taken care of. So it was the weekend, and I never got in touch with those people, and the pain never really got better. So I ended up buying a bus ticket. I was in Charlotte when all this happened. I ended up buying a bus ticket and riding a Greyhound back to Atlanta. Well, I got to Atlanta late the next night. It was a Saturday night, and I had made a doctor's appointment about my knee. That the previous week, the Sunday that I heard it, and then the next day after that, it was still hurting. Well, I had a doctor's appointment that was already scheduled. It was for the next Wednesday. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. And so I went to my doctor's appointment and explained to them what was going on. They gave me a cortisone injection. And by the way, this is the same doctor that I dealt with, or I didn't deal with him, the same doctor that I went to when I was on workers' comp. I really like this doctor. He's a very, very good orthopedic surgeon, and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. So that's why I continue to go to him, even though I'm not on workers' comp and I'm going through completely different insurance now to pay for it. So anyway, I know I'm rambling on and I'm dragging this out. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just basically sitting here in the Publix shopping center waiting on them to fill my prescription. So I figured I'd make a vlog and talk about this. Well, the next day, he said that I needed to have an MRI done. So the next day, I went back to his office and got an MRI done. And It took maybe a couple of hours, and he went over the MRI. And come to find out, I didn't know what it was because the pain gradually kept getting worse and worse. I was a little freaked out, thinking, when you have an ACL reconstruction and you start having pain in the same area after you've healed up and everything, the worst panic comes to mind, and it's that you re-tore your ACL, and that's what I thought it was. Well, thank God that's not what it is. But basically what he told me is that a piece of bone has broken off the back of my kneecap, and he showed me my kneecap in the MRI where there's a big chunk. It's not really that big, but it's probably about like that big of a chunk missing out of my kneecap. So apparently a piece of the bone broke off and it got stuck in my joint. So he says, give it a week. I just gave you a cortisone injection yesterday, so give it a week and see how you feel next week. Come back. Well, I've been waiting. I waited over the weekend and everything this past week, and it didn't get better. In fact, where he showed me on the MRI, the piece of bone was literally stuck between my. I'll just show you where it was stuck on my knee right now. That's the scar from my first surgery, the meniscectomy. But anyway, stuck between the kneecap and this part of, that's called your femur, this bone on your thigh right here. It was stuck right here. Well, Sunday night, that's what was causing all the pain, because it was stuck and there was a lot of pressure, and it just, God, it hurt so bad. But anyway, it finally broke free Sunday night. And so that released a lot of that pressure. But after that, the piece of bone, it just was kind of floating around inside the sac that your knee fluid is in. Like all the components to your knee joint, they're inside of a sac, and there's fluid in that sac. Well, the piece of bone was floating around in there. And it got, like, somehow it sunk down to the bottom of the joint. And on Monday, I felt it do this, and somehow it got caught under my femur and my tibia. And I don't have a meniscus. Like I said, they took it out, and I could feel that little piece of bone getting, like, every step I took, I could feel my whole joint like teetering with this little piece of bone stuck between my femur and my tibia, which is the bottom part of your leg. That bone, that's your tibia. And it was just like, wobbling, and I could feel the little piece in between the two bones every step I took. Like the full brunt of my weight was on this little piece of bone. And after that happened, it finally broke free. But you talk about some pain. That was freaking awful. So anyway, it finally came out of there and managed to get its little bony self stuck in the middle of my joint again. Right now, I think it's somewhere around my patellar tendon. You got a little tendon, or it's not a little, but you got a big tendon right here that holds your kneecap in place. I think the little bone fragment is like somewhere down here stuck in the dang patellar tendon. But anyway, I'm having surgery. I'm having my 4th knee surgery. I'm sorry I've been talking for so long, and I know everybody probably didn't want to listen to this, but I'm about to have my 4th knee surgery. That's the only thing he can do. It's the only option that we have, is for me to have surgery once again. So that's what I'm doing. And that's going to be in 2 days. And he said that the recovery time is like 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm not going to be able to go back to work for 3 to 4 weeks. I'm basically, it's like a little miniature version of the situation that I was in a couple years ago. So in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I'm not going to be doing anything but having surgery and getting better and doing what I can around the house to help my wife. And this is a little weird because I haven't made any vlogs, like especially personal vlogs, in such a long time, but I just figured I would share this with you guys. I don't think I'm going to be making any more videos, like new videos, in the next 3 to 4 weeks, but I was thinking, you know, with all this free time, I'm going to be wanting to do something. I might as well, you know, use my creative vision to make something or do something to pass the time, what free time I have when I'm not, you know, in so much pain that I can't sit up. So I was remembering that I made a year one video after my first year on YouTube, and I remember having a lot of fun making that. Well, I didn't make a year two, I didn't make a year three. So what I want to do during part of this next month or so that I'm just sitting at home not working is I want to work on not a year two or a year three, but basically just take all the really interesting, like, best of my channel, the videos on my channel, and just do highlights, make a little homage or something, and put everything together. Probably won't make it as long as the year one video was. That's a long video, way too long. But I kind of want to do that, and I think I'm going to. So that's another reason why I'm making this vlog, is to let you know about that. But anyway, yeah, surgery in a couple days. You guys, if you see this, say a little prayer, wish me luck. You know, it's good to make this vlog. I miss doing this. I don't really know why I don't do it anymore. Maybe I should do it again. Maybe I should start doing these vlogs on a regular basis. I don't know why I haven't done this in so long. Probably because I make those Faith for Freight videos, and I talk so much on those that I just figure nobody wants to hear me share my life with them. But anyway, yeah, I thank you for watching this. Like I said, stay tuned for this new video that I'm talking about. I'll probably have it on my channel within the next month if anybody's interested. If you haven't seen all the videos, you know, that I'm taking to make this collaboration, and you just want to see some cool stuff, some highlights, you know, what I've done, where I've been in the past, how many years? 2 years, or maybe a little bit longer than 2 years. The videos that I've uploaded, like I've uploaded a lot of videos in the past 2 years, and you probably don't want to sit there and watch every single one of them. So why not make just highlights of those videos, and then, like, whatever you think about that, you know, if you want to go back and watch the original video in its entirety, maybe I'll put something up to let you know where this particular clip came from, which video it did come from, so you can find it on the channel. So it's kind of like a promotional thing, but not really, just me having fun. And I've ran my mouth for almost 20 minutes now, so if you are still here, you're still listening, thank you for your interest, and stay tuned for that video, like I said, and say a prayer, wish me luck about the surgery, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Jared with Faith for Freight signing out, so on and so forth. Later.